So the fact is that not all organizations subscribe to the ISO standard, for reason being that ISO certification is very, very expensive and it can actually be a long-term marriage relationship with a certification body. For this reason, small and medium-sized enterprises would not or cannot have the means or the resources to subscribe to the ISO standard, let alone to get certified to the ISO standard. Now, we are looking to audit such organizations. You want to look for an alternative standard criteria that enables them to meet the minimum standard, and by them meeting the minimum standard, you're able to actually build confidence in their business that they are committed to health and safety, they are committed to the environment, and they are committed to quality of their service delivery. So this brings us to our next series of videos where we'll be looking at all our auditing tools, because we have auditing tools for various types of management system. All right, so when you scroll all the way down to our site, to the middle section, you're going to find tools right here. All right, so we have ISO 45001, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, Integrated Management System Auditing Tool. We have Advanced Health and Safety Auditing Tool, Road Transport Safety Auditing Tool, Supplier Quality Evaluation Tool, and Basic Safety Auditing Tool. So today's video, we're going to look at the Basic Safety Auditing Tool. Now, before we dive into that, let us establish the fact that auditing is different from gap analysis. All right. In our previous videos, we looked at the gap analysis tools, and we also came out with an improvement on the scoring criteria for gap analysis. Case of auditing is quite different. All right. This structure of the template is similar across all our auditing tools, and I believe that the learning curve can be easily applied once you're able to understand how this template works. So when it comes to basic auditing, as I've earlier mentioned, it's all about introducing a basic requirement to audit small and medium-sized enterprises that do not subscribe to the ISO standard. So on our table of contents, we have the overview of the template where we have the approved list, audit scoring criteria, the basic safety audit checklist or the criteria we are using, the audit summary, non-conformance, corrective and preventive action and action plan. We have audit report, dashboard, and all these other reports. Okay, we have the approved list that has the list of root causes. We have the action priority, whether it's high, low, or medium. We have action status. So you have the option to actually build on this root causes. Root causes ranges from poor safety leadership, poor safety culture, poor employee engagement, lack of training plan, lack of stop work authority, and a whole lot. So you have the option to add on. Okay, now we have the scoring criteria, and as I earlier mentioned, the scoring criteria is quite different when it comes to gap analysis. In the case of audits, we are looking to ascertain the level of compliance to the standard criteria, the deviation in terms of major or minor non-conformance, and then any opportunity for improvement. That's pretty much what the scoring criteria is. So the compliance, you're looking at the fact that the company or the organization adheres to the requirements of the health and safety management system, and this can be supported with an available documented information or established process. All right, opportunity for improvement is often a low risk observation which must be improved. If it is not improved, it can be downgraded to a minor non-compliance. All right, in the case of a minor non-compliance, it's a medium risk finding, which is a deviation from the established process but would not cause a failure in the management system and will not result in an incident. In the case of the major non-conformance, it's a high risk finding, and that can affect the effectiveness of the management system and can result in an incident. So these are pretty much the definition for all these findings and the fact that there are some actions that need to be put in place in response to what the findings is. For example, if it's a compliant, then it has to be monitored for, it has to be maintained. If it's an OFI, we need to implement an improvement actions. We monitor the trends to determine if improvement can be achieved within a reasonable timeline. In case of minor, there has to be an investigation of the root cause to implement corrective action. It has to be reported on by next audit schedule. In case of major, it has to be implemented immediately. Corrective action should be based on the root cause, and the management system must be re-audited, or the scope must be audited in about 4 weeks' time. So these are something that you can actually review to meet what is reasonable for you. All right, this is pretty much what audit scoring criteria is. Now, there's our audit checklist, and as I mentioned, we are looking at the various elements that actually help an organization to put in place an adequate management system. All right, so we are looking at management leadership, worker participation, hazard identification and assessment, hazard prevention and controls, training and awareness, evaluation and improvement, and contractor management. So as you can see, it covers a reasonable scope of what a management system has to be. And all these questions are supposed to help the organizations to meet the requirements of these criteria, right? So the responses are going to be compliant, minor, and major, and OFI. So if the response is any of this, you just indicate with X, and that will help you to calculate the level of compliance by the end of this audit. All right, now following the completion of the audit, all the findings will populate here. How many of the findings were compliance, minor, major, or OFI, and then it estimates the compliance score right here against the targets. All right. Now there's the action plan. So the action plan is based on the fact that you are registering all non-conformance, whether major or minor, in here automatically as you provide them in the checklist. And then you select the root cause from the drop-down list, and you have a corrective and preventive action, and you have a responsible person, the target dates, days due, priority, and action status. So this section actually is automated, especially all this area, and now you need to just select all of this from the drop-down. So if in the checklist, for instance, I delete any of these, for example, major, minor, what happens is that if you go into the template, you see that you get removed right here. So that simply means that this section is plug and play, and all you do is just provide the remaining section that you have to fill yourself. All right, so let's just bring back our data. Okay, so basically we have given you an audit report sheet which you can actually use to put together a very nice audit report. However, you are free to use your management system documentation because you should have a template for audit reports. All right, we have a dashboard, and this dashboard is very, very dynamic. It's based on all the findings from the assessments that you're doing, from the audits you're doing. You're gonna populate everything here, and we are talking about the number of questions, audit questions, number of compliance, number of major, number of minor, number of OFI, the level of compliance against the various sections of the management system, and the findings for each of the sections in terms of compliance, major, minor, NC, and then OFI. Okay, now, these are all the reports we use for making the dashboard. So you are free to actually use any of them for internal reporting, and then actually you can also sort of make your own dashboard if you want, right? So this dashboard, as you see here, is very, very dynamic, and you can actually put it on PowerPoint. Okay, so this is how exciting this template is. If in case you're interested in this template, all you need to do is just head over to our website, click on this very link right here. Sorry, where is it? Over here, Basic Safety Auditing Tool, and that brings you to this page. And then you can actually look at the pictures, and everything is perfect for you. You can then download the file. Okay, so thank you all for your attention. I'm going to see you soon in another video. Bye for now. Cheers.